Hi guys. For those of you that don't know us, I'm Desmond. This is Sandy, and this channel is all about our journey to our better life. So yesterday or the day before, or whenever it was, we posted part one of all of your questions. We realized the video ran a little bit long, and so now we're just going to put you right back into part two of where we're answering your questions.
Uh, are you planning to hunt and trap on your land?
Yes.
Potentially, yes.
So, um,
There's a lot of legalities and stuff
yes.
surrounding that we have to go through first. We're not in a position where we can do that
So
right now.
frustratingly, if you've been following along, and if you haven't, feel free to go back and watch all the other videos. But frustratingly, our timeline got cut really short, and so literally where we are now, we were originally going to still be in Calgary until April. And the plan at that point was to actually go and get um, our PAL licenses and our hunting permits and all that kind of stuff sorted in these 3 months that we're in right now. Um, and unfortunately, just because of
The
things that
rush.
happen and the rush to get out, um, we have found ourselves in a position where we're like, yeah, we want to be able to hunt and so on and so forth. Where the property is also surrounded by hundreds of thousands of acres of crown land, so I mean, it's ideal for hunting and trapping. So the answer is yes. Briefly to that question, in the longer term, it's a matter of finances and time. The nearest place here where we are, where we can go for that course, is in Sudbury, and that's about a five
That's a
hour
trek.
drive. So, and it's a full day. So we'd actually have to go down the day before, stay in a hotel, do the whole course the whole day. And if we're doing the RPEL, another half day the next day. So that's 2 nights in a hotel. So the cost of that is a little prohibitive right now,
Yeah.
unfortunately, because we really want to get it done like as soon as possible.
But we do have some friends and family who are licensed to do that, who will
Yes,
want to come up probably
hundred
and do
percent
that. So there will be, that is an option on our property.
for sure,
Yes.
and next to it because of all the crown land.
Yes. Will you have pets slash animals?
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
um,
I mean, we've already discussed having chickens and that sort of thing in
yes,
terms of just animals there, but that's more, farming
yeah.
based and whatever. But we're both really struggling without having pets or animals or anything
And
like
so
that.
in case you don't know, so we're on a friend's property right now, and they went away for a week, and we had to look after their dogs and their cats. And someone, no names mentioned, has become quite enamored with this cat.
Yes.
Um, and the
Now there, but before state that the cat has actually been removed from the house, so to speak.
yes,
She's living in the garage because she's been difficult with
the
the kids,
kids.
apparently.
So
She's not difficult with us or
no,
me. She's
she loves you.
yeah.
She loves you. So yes, so we will probably end up with a cat. I definitely want to have dogs.
Yeah, me too.
Honestly, like periods of my life I've been without a dog. But the period of living in Calgary, for me, like almost 13 years, um, is the longest in my life that I have lived
Yeah,
without having a dog in my life. So,
yeah.
um,
And I'm the same. Like I grew up with cats as well,
yeah,
but But even that, the 8 years for me in Calgary is the
Yeah.
longest stretch I've been without a
Pet.
pet in ever.
And fish don't cut it because
Yeah, I mean, I
they
liked the fish.
yeah,
They
but
were they were cute.
they don't cuddle you.
No, they
No,
don't.
no, they're not
They
very
do come
cuddly.
over at feeding
Yeah,
time, but that
yeah,
was about
that was
it.
about it. So yes, we
But
will
yeah, we are.
definitely be having pets.
How many acres do you have out of curiosity?
So the big question. Um, we have 80.25, so 80 and a quarter acres of land. That was um, actually sits next to another plot of equal size that's privately owned. Um, and then everything else around us on the other three sides is all crown land.
Yeah.
And we're
And actually, I don't think anybody's living
no
on
one's
the
living on that
property that is
property. No,
owned next to us. So,
there's nothing there.
so I mean, not
It's
that we're going to be going traipsing around there. I don't think we need to.
no, no, no.
But in terms of just quiet and privacy and that sort of
Yeah,
thing, we're basically surrounded by nothing.
nothing.
But yeah, we are 80 point whatever
2.5.
25 acres.
Yeah.
Coming to the end here. Will you be growing the small South African round squash thing? So
Yes, yes,
yes,
yes.
gem squash.
Gem squash. Last year, in Calgary, we went to the South African store and I bought, I don't know,
3.
10.
No.
No, there was a lot. There was like 10. 8 or 10.
Yeah. Okay.
And we saved all the seeds from those. So yes, 100% we'll be growing gem squash. 100%.
Which was very nice too.
Yes.
I
It was
wasn't
your
sure what
first
to
time. That's right.
expect,
Yeah.
but I quite liked it. It wasn't too overwhelming or
No,
anything. And they do look like little cannonballs. So.
they do.
You need like the little feet on them, and so they can walk around.
Okay.
Yes. uh, will the township or province be responsible for keeping the road open once you are living on your property? Well, they certainly have not been so far. So.
The answer to that, in short, is no.
No.
So the um, township of Matheson ends about the full 9 kilometers from the property. It then goes into East Wilkie Township, which is an unorganized township. Having said that, the road that our road comes off of, that road is plowed because further down that road there is people living, and it's actually a main access route. So it is actually currently taken care of, I believe, by the town of Iroquois Falls, which is quite
Right.
far out of its jurisdiction. But because East Wilkie and the township that we technically fall into, which is the township of Colson, are both unorganized, so they don't have a municipality of their own.
Yeah.
So the road that goes to our property is actually maintained by a forestry company who harvest wood from the crown land around there for the crown on behalf of the crown. So that is who the road is maintained by, and in questions to them, they are not currently pulling lumber from there. It's right now they're pulling a couple of county blocks, if you know what those are, south of us. They're pulling out of there right now. They're not going on our road, so that's a bit of a pain in the butt. So plan is that by next winter we kind of have a plow or something of our own so that we can get out of there. So in short, no.
Are you guys going to grow lentils and root vegetables, plants that are going to keep?
Yes. So
there are some lentils. Go
yeah, I should have showed you. I reattempted lentils the way I saw online, and it seems like they're sprouting. So yes, the answer to that is we will be growing lentils. We will be growing beans, and we will be growing carrots,
potatoes,
and potatoes, and
onions,
garlic, onions. All the things, one of the things is so hard is we see a lot of people doing this, and they're growing all these crops, but it's not stuff that they eat.
Yeah.
And so we don't want to be growing and putting our energy into things we're not going to eat.
Yeah, stuff that we're not kind of interested in.
I don't like kale. Sorry, I just don't. And so we're not growing kale. We are growing lettuce,
Yeah,
like
we're growing lots of various lettuces that I'm looking at right now. But
so yes, I mean, like there is definitely plans to do root vegetables.
But definitely we want the things like onions and garlic, because those are like everyday cooking
everyday
with us.
staples.
And
Tomatoes.
well,
We've got
tomatoes, we've got a
so
ton
many
of those,
tomatoes.
but the potatoes as well are a big thing, because we haven't done it for a bit, but we do like making our own chips.
Yes. And he makes ready
chips, crisps. It depends where you live,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
those kind of chips. But it takes a while and a lot of propane for if we're going to be cooking it on the stove here. So we haven't really been doing that yet, but we will down the road want to be getting back to that, because they're 100%. Tasty.
They are very tasty, very very tasty.
This is the last one here.
Oh.
Have you researched winter capable greenhouses? It may be a way to invest some time in planning for the future.
So yes, so interestingly enough, one of the channels that we follow, they on YouTube, he lives in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan, and he has, so they're in, actually interestingly enough, a higher latitude, and yet he's in the same growing zone, so they're also in zone 2B, and his greenhouse is growing bananas, and it's a super insulated, winterproof, passive heated greenhouse.
Yeah.
So yes, it is definitely something that we've researched and would like to do more of, and definitely will be investing in that. Not necessarily right off the bat, because finances are tight.
Yeah, we more just want to get something
functional right now
that works and take us through next winter and whatever else. But
there was one other sort of like by question when I typed those up that I realized I erased and was going to type as a separate question. But someone asked, like, why are you not going to the property more frequently? And so right now, a couple of reasons. One, because it is an hour's drive from where we are, so we are an hour north of our property. And so that is actually half a tank of gas, which doesn't sound like a lot until you realize that the gas price is $1.59. Right? You have $1.59 a liter, which is like $6.20 a gallon if you're in the States. And so that's half a tank of gas for each trip. So we're trying to very strategically plan our trips down.
Well, and the thing is too, I mean, it's
pointless.
There's not much we can do there right now. We can just sort of drive out there and stand at the end of the road. And there's not really a ton beyond that. Going more into town a few times, which we've done. To get our post office box set up and things like that. That makes sense and whatever. But just to just go out and stand at the end of the land, it doesn't really justify the cost of coming and going that many times.
So we're just really doing it very strategically. And that's it. So thank you. I hope that's answered everyone's questions. If I missed any, I'm sorry. Please
you can always ask more.
Feel free to ask more anytime. And we'll be doing a plant update video in the next couple of days here for you.
Yeah, because there's a lot sprouting up.
There's a lot to talk about in our plants, so we will do that in the next few days. But if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and remember to hit the like button. And your comments and your engagement in this video do really help YouTube to put our stuff out there more, so more people can see it. So thank you so much for watching, everybody. Thanks for your questions, and until next time, see ya.